Greetings, hello, howdy, all the good stuff. How you doing? This is quite the difficult stuff actually. I must tell you that saying hello is the most difficult thing in the world. At least for me right now. I was just watching this guy called Tech Burner. No. His name was not Tech Burner. His name is something else. I don't remember his name. But this guy is a kid and he has a very funny way of saying "Kaise ho aap log? Chalo shuru karte hain." And then he slams the table or something like that. That's so funny. Anyways, hello. Amazing times. India is buzzing for the last few days because of that Rafale Air Force fighter planes have landed somewhere in Ambala, and everywhere we are talking about Rafale is this and Rafale is that, and the French people and the Indian people and all that stuff, and the media is going berserk comparing Rafale's features with those of other domestic airplanes and other international airplanes. Every time you open up any news channel, all that you get to hear is the features. Rafale has this, so and so other airplane has that, and it just keeps on going. And I have a little laptop or a palm top out here so that I'm here today to talk about a film that is on release on Netflix. It's called GUNJAN SAXENA, the Kargil girl. But then this Rafale thing is happening so much for the last few days, and it's quite an amazing thing, right? The Rafale thing happened, and then GUNJAN SAXENA is also coming in, and it's kind of similar. But anyways, I sincerely hope that the Rafale planes are never ever put to use for the actual reasons why they have been bought for. It's not required. I mean, I hope we can just avoid that type of situations. Anyways, I have no idea about what the features of a Rafale plane is. It is just that if I get to be very close to one of these planes, I'll be the most happiest person in the world. I think it is a boy thing. Now, speaking of the boy thing, let us come back to this GUNJAN SAXENA, the Kargil girl trailer release. And before I watched the trailer, I went on to Wikipedia and just read a few lines about GUNJAN SAXENA. I just wanted to know, it's a wrong thing to do actually, to read before you actually watch it, because then what's the point then, right? But then I really did wanted to go through a little bit of what GUNJAN SAXENA is all about before I watched the trailer. And this is from the Wikipedia page. I'm going to read it straight from there, just bear with me. So the Wikipedia page says, Flight Lieutenant GUNJAN SAXENA is an Indian Air Force officer and former helicopter pilot. She joined the IAF in 1994. In 1999 Kargil War veteran, and she is a 1999 Kargil War veteran and the first woman Shaurya Chakra awardee. Remember that word. She is the first of the two women, along with Srividya Rajan, from the IAF to enter the war zone flying Cheetah helicopters, and is the only woman to be a part of Kargil War. One of her main roles in the Kargil War was to evacuate the wounded from the Kargil, transport supplies and assist in surveillance. She would go on to be a part of the operations and evacuate over 900 troops, both injured and unfortunately dead, from Kargil. In 2004, after serving as a pilot for 7 years, her career as a helicopter pilot ended. The concept of permanent commission for women was not there during her time. If you remember, I told you to remember a word called Shaurya Chakra. This article mentioned Shaurya Chakra that has been given to her I again Wikipedia the word Shaurya Chakra, and this is what I found. The Shaurya Chakra is a Indian military decoration awarded for valor, courageous action, or self-sacrifice while not engaged in direct action with the enemy. It may be awarded to civilians as well as military personnel. So yeah, anyway, so that's just a brief on what she is and what she has done and what she was awarded with. I'm pretty sure that she has received much more awards than just those 2 paragraphs that I read from Wikipedia. And then I started watching the trailer. Now, this is the reason why we should not read right before you watch something, because then it kills the entire the suspense of it, and then you already know what's going to happen, kind of stuff. If you don't know who this lady is, it's better not to know about her and just watch the film on Netflix, because it's up on release, I think, right? Before I speak anything about the trailer or anything else about this movie, I would like to say that this is just a personal feeling of mine, and I mean no harm to any person, any civilian or any person in uniform or any institution or the Indian Air Force or anybody or the makers of the film or to Netflix. Nobody. I have respect for all of you guys. This is just a feeling of what I felt watching this 2-3 minutes of trailer. So the trailer began, and it began on a very strong note. An officer's voice saying, be a soldier or go home and cook food, of course in Hindi. And also another dialogue saying ki our job and our responsibility is to protect and serve the country and not to give equal opportunity. Now these are very strong statements, right? Negative, positive, it is for you to understand it, but these are strong statements. And this theme went on for some time, wherein a very young GUNJAN SAXENA was shown subjected to all these rejections and failures, and being told as a woman what to do and what not to do. And it seems her daddy dearest is the only one who's supporting her. Her mom and her brother don't seem to be that cool with this, with her ambitions in life. But anyways, she was determined to become an Air Force pilot, and then I 43 seconds into the trailer, her daddy dearest started training her, and then it very nicely transformed into professional training that was being provided by the army or the Air Force, I guess. But here is what I felt at that point of time. This is probably because my mind is corrupted watching other things in life. And when I was watching at 43 seconds into the trailer, the training started, the thing that came into my mind was Stone Cold Steve Austin's Texas Skull Ranch, something that goes on TV, wherein men and women, they wrestle and fight and do some military type exercises and hurdles, and to reach a certain goal, and then they're competing against each other. And I saw a few shows wherein the females compete against each other so that they move on to the next level. And when they step into that ring or the pit, there is so much of ferociousness in their faces, they mean business, right? They mean they are there to eat you alive. That thing was missing 43 seconds down into the trailer. The actress was training, she was doing a lot of stuff, she was climbing upstairs, skipping, and then she was in the bear crawl kind of a thing with a gun, I guess. She looked pretty. Well, looking pretty is a good thing, but in that situation, people don't look pretty. When I was watching those girls in Stone Cold Steve Austin show, those girls were nasty. Like, they meant business. So that missing fierceness I could see in the acting of this lady here. I felt she was not hungry enough. At least in the acting, was not hungry enough. Anyways, that trailer kept showing how the station base where she was posted discriminated her on the basis of her being a woman and on the basis of her physical strength. What to do? She's the only woman who's made up to there. There was no ladies' toilet. There is no ladies' changing room, and she was hassled and by all these things. And the officer out there also kept on telling her how weak and incompetent she is. In fact, she was subjected to an arm wrestling thingy with another gentleman officer, and she was beaten over and over. And then and it was quite difficult, actually. It was quite difficult, actually. It began with something depressing, and then the struggle, and now it is getting difficult, right? And that is where the moment of brilliance came. 1 minute 43 or 46 seconds into the trailer, GUNJAN SAXENA was talking to her daddy dearest on the telephone phone, and she was crying and sobbing, and she was determined to win. But in that moment, she kinda choked, and that was brilliant. That was great. I mean, I felt it, right? That was amazing. I mean, you are with her now. I mean, she has sold the concept now. You are with her. Now you want her to win, right? She's down and dusted, her face is right into the mud. Not actually, but I'm just saying. She's licking dust right now, but she's determined to win, and she is crying and sobbing in front of her parents, and she's choking. Brilliant. That few seconds, brilliant. I loved it. Nice. All that I did not like or I was critiquing earlier washed away. Just those 2-3 seconds. And then as I read from the Wikipedia, the trailer went on showing what all things she did, flying the helicopter and rescuing people and everything. Now here is another issue of mine, again corrupted by you people giving us such brilliant movies over the period of time, both Indian and international, that I am corrupted over the fact that there is so much brilliance in cinematography, right? I've seen planets colliding with each other, I've seen big ass gorillas, I've seen big dinosaurs, I've seen big guns, I've seen 2 planes going on top of each other and one guy showing the other pilot the birdie. Now this is not the birdie, but I cannot show you the birdie, but you got to understand what the birdie means. 2 planes, birdie, oh my god. The amount of stuff that we have seen on the screen is mind-blowing, bro. It's mind-blowing. And then as I was watching the trailer, She was into this helicopter, and there are things flying, there are missiles flying and bullets flying and bombs exploding and stuff like that, and there are people stuck, civilians stuck, injured army people stuck, and then with all that baggage that she's been carrying, that she is not good enough and she is not adequate enough and she is not strong enough. And then the cinematography unfolds, and I was like little let down, although I do understand how much a war film costs in making, right? So if the helicopter, whether it's a real helicopter or it's a computer graphics, I don't know, or this missile that is flying by, I don't know what it is. But since I have seen so much stuff earlier in history, all those big budget summer films, I was just wondering, to see this film on a big screen. Of course, it is not possible right now. We are still under lockdown. I don't know the rules, whether we are opening or not. This thing is releasing on Netflix. But imagine if we are watching this on the big screen, will I be like, what did I see? What is going on? Will I be like absolutely bowled over by the massiveness and the grandness of the entire thing? And I doubt I will, looking at the trailer. That is why I think that the OTT platform is the best thing to happen for this film. And I just hope that all that lack of hunger and the lack of expression, I was going through this comment section also, and discarding the hatred, discarding the nepotism debate, the real actual meaningful critique / comments spoke about how expressionless she was, and how less energy she showed during the 2-3 things that needed energy, like the way she said Jai Hind to an officer. A seasoned player would have killed that. 2 words, Jai Hind, and they would have killed it, but it just felt a little low. Of course, the cinematography has monetary issues, but let's see, it's an OTT platform. All these things we can look away from only if the story is grippy enough. We thank GUNJAN SAXENA for everything she has done for our country. We thank all the men and women in uniform, be it the Air Force, the Navy, the Army, the military police, the fire brigade station people, everybody. We thank you for everything that you do for us on a daily basis. But I don't know what the story of GUNJAN SAXENA is. I hope it is written, script-written in such a way that it is grippy enough. Written in such a way that it's grippy enough, and all these little things that I wish was on a little higher tempo will be forgotten if the story keeps me seated on a chair like this, with a laptop like this, for 2.5 hours, 3 hours, whatever the duration of that film is. And I believe GUNJAN SAXENA deserves it. I believe that the makers of GUNJAN SAXENA has given due diligence towards that part of the film. Anyways, coming to the most difficult part after saying hello is saying goodbye. And I thought of this part. This is going to be my end line. They call me joy. This is unstable mind. I see you guys in a bit. Bye.